But no. Okay.
So I'm going to accept that and say it's complete. Hooray, that was an easy challenge. All right, what else we got here?
I have I'm getting a little warm. I may need to actually take this onesie off for a while.
That's fair.
But Jer has his still in the moon base.
Lunar module.
Possibly we could trade off. Lunar module.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, somebody... Oh, don't worry, dear. I know where to find it.
I don't know what happened to it. Emily was wearing it, and then it disappeared.
And
Don't you
it
worry.
just got thrown out or destroyed.
Well, it's just
or something.
I saw someone mention in the chat earlier the idea of a Jerduckin because we have that hat.
Wait, does that mean other people have to get inside? Jared doesn't sound good.
Oh, what?
Jared has to get inside.
I'm not.
There's no good way for that to happen.
I keep getting voluntold for these things.
All right, I'm going to voluntold you, Jared, to do something, but it's easy. Okay. And it's going to be you and Paul have a heated scientific debate over how many butts are currently in the room.
Ooh.
So we'll do this.
We have to have a butt denier.
What I will do? Well, one of you is going to have to argue for butts and against butts, I suppose, or pick a number right now and disagree or something. I'll give you each 30 seconds to make your argument.
All right.
And then I will give you each a 10-second rebuttal. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
So sorry, how long do we have for our initial
30
arguments?
seconds. 30 seconds.
You're still behind on the puns challenge, but it was good, James.
Yeah. All right, so Jer,
Yes.
I will allow you to go first.
Because it's a scientific debate.
Because you seem to
Safety
be...
goggles?
Because I feel bad for you, because you're probably going to have to wear a onesie again today. I'll let you go first.
What?
We really need to bleach these lab coats.
No, that's boring. No lab coat is perfectly clean.
Serge, they're experiments.
That
The
means that
cultures
they've
that are
been
growing on those
used
lab
in
coats are
science.
part of
Yeah.
the science experiment.
Now, Dr. Paul here might tell you that science is all about some sort of observational methodology. But I think all of us know that the best way to find out about things is through the science of the gut. Now, the science of the gut tells me that many people have been in this room over the years, prior to it being via tech and a lunar module and things like that. It was inhabited by other people who did other things. I think it was a video rental spot at one point, for example. And all of the butts that have been in this room, Dr. Paul, have left the impressions of butts. Now, the impressions of butts, in fact, are just as important as butts themselves. Not only do they leave things like disease, but they leave butacular energy. You see, that is in fact the very essence of a butt that remains long after the butt itself has passed. Ergo, I would argue that this space contained no fewer than 10,000 butylons of butacular energy. 10,000 butts worth of butt are presently cohabiting this room with us. There's a butt in you, there's a butt in me, there's butts in this microphone. There are butts everywhere.
Dr. Paul?
So you would have the people believe that every time a butt just moves anywhere, it is creating a field of energy around it. Excuse me for my laugh of derision, but I mean, come on here. Butt is an obviously visible phenomenon that we can measure, and this is what science is all about. Measuring and reproducibility. We can count that there are currently 7 people in this room, but those aren't the only butts in this room. Wait, 8 people in this room with tech, but those aren't the only butts in this room. We have various, we have Cthulhu butt. That's a butt.
Boy, does he ever.
So, I mean, I will admit that the number of butts in this room, depending on which one of these creatures you consider, you know, the definitions of butt, there could be some sort of rounding error. You know, we could somewhere between sort of 8 to 15 butts or something. 10,000 butts is just way out. You are using some crazy non-mathematical system. It's just entirely unreasonable to think that Are you saying that there's 10,000 butts just everywhere? Like just the entire world is composed entirely of butts? Like, I mean, what are you trying to do here?
All right, this is my rebuttal. Dr. Paul, you will note that if you wear a pair of pants for a week and you remove that pair of pants, a smell lingers in the pants. The smell of butt. These pants have brought into themselves so much brutacular energy that they themselves now contain the essence of at least 1,000 butts, simply from your butt alone. Now, Dr. Paul, you know, you're going to try and construct an argument, but if you smoke a cigarette, and once the active part of the cigarette remains, what do we call the remainder? The remainder is a butt, Dr. Paul. The butt remains even after the cigarette is gone. And that, sir, is because the ancient linguists who invented the cigarette knew about brutacular energy. And they have brought that knowledge forward to this day and enshrined it in that one cultural object to remind us that the butts are all around us.
Dr. Paul?
See, I see what's going on here. You've made a understandable, but what I would consider to be, an
understandable butt?
a rather naive error here. That you are confusing fart with butt, which I can see how they are closely associated, but the butt itself is a distinct entity from the gases that are emitted thereof. So I think it would the idea that anywhere that one creates a butt-like odor then becomes a butt itself, because I think you can see that could very quickly become a completely untenable situation, because then the world would be just entirely composed of butts. I don't see how this is possible. I mean, is that what you're saying? Are you saying that the world is butt?
I'm saying that the world, they said that asteroid, that comet, was shaped like a rubber duck. But a rubber duck is not a dissimilar shape to a malformed butt. And I would argue to you that if you look at the Earth, even though it appears spherical, it is not quite spherical, because in fact, the Earth itself is shaped like a malformed butt. There are butts everywhere. There are butts all around us. And I challenge you, chat, to prove to me that fart is not equal to butt in a scientific formula, because I don't believe you can do it.
All right, we're going to move on to the dance portion of the debate.
Okay.
As my final word on this subject,
yes,
I just have to say,
that is very informative.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move into the dance portion of this debate.
When does the evening wear part happen?
That will be soon. All right, so this is a scientist dance-off featuring butts.
Scientist dance
Your butts.
As a native scientist, you would be surprised to tell blinded needles.
How is that already a gift? God.
They're magical.
Oh, don't call it winners yet. We still have this portion. This is a very important portion of the debate.
Yeah. Scientific.
It's very scientific. You could say that they blinded them. You guys blinded them with science. We're not going to make you dance for the whole song. That would be impractical. I like pie. I've been informed there is pie,
Woo!
which is always exciting. All right, boys, we're gonna give you guys one solo each. Jerry, you're up first. Dr. Jerry, you're first. Final closing arguments. Oh, that is very compelling. All right, well then, Dr. Paul, closing arguments, please. Ah, I see you've gone with the classic technique here, yes. It's very good.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Paul's pretty good at this.
Very nice. All right, chat. Who won our scientific debate on butts, which became far more involved than I was initially planning?
Can I just say there were some pretty cheeky arguments given
Ah.
there, and some backhanded comments. But what really reared up and grabbed my attention was the dedication on both parties' parts. That was good.
All right, well,
We were working on that the entire time we were doing
I
this.
was.
Can I point out one pun I'm really disappointed you guys missed? Pointing out the fallacy and their opponent's argument.
Ah. Very good.
I
I don't know.
Good
I
point.
haven't seen a lot of Paul's. I feel like it might have been his closing arguments that sealed the deal.
That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
this science is it's the typical thing. Science is equal parts. Making cogent arguments and debate, and also butt dancing.
And
It's
butt
not just
dancing.
having a firm argument, it's also supporting it well.
Can I do a quick food sponsor?
Yes, you can.
We just got another food donation today from the
gosh.
Victoria Pie Company.
Oh.
So we've got some very extra tasty pie to go with our lunch today. So thank you very much.
I'm out.
I like pie. Ooh, careful.
Steps on the dance button. So thank you very much, Victoria Pie Company.
Probably take that off the ground. Sir, do you want to pass the button over here, please?
And, we could be seeing, I think, a few more donations coming in
Well, I was just gonna I was just gonna ask you, Jared, if you could pull it out of its case again and
Yes.
let's start showing people.
It's
Yes.
very protective case because this is an actual watercolor. Like it is,
So
it is
pretty.
beautifully done. And like if you are a fan of watercolors, or if you have seen many of them in person, you know the kind of delicate. The sort of
Nature?
edge, the wonderful like edge work and things that you see around these, and you can actually see where the water has pooled